Yo guys, it's Haunting Lime and welcome back to my channel. As I promised in my last few videos, I did say I'm going to try something spicy in the last week of all the open leagues, and I'm bringing Absol into the Great League. And you know what, I'm not gonna lie, don't use Absol in the Great League. It's really terrible. Like, the dark typing and the fighting type that are around basically eat it alive. Like, it's so glassy. Siri, please be quiet. But yeah, I tried formulating a team. Like I said, I'm not the best team maker out there. I'm actually pretty bad. Occasionally I get one or two good teams that actually works out, but I decided to pair it up with Medicham as the lead, so it's good against opposing fighters, but also really good against Galarian and Stunfisk, which is really prominent in the lead. And then to kind of add more tankiness to the team, I added Umbreon. Umbreon obviously worked as the safe switch because I wanted to lower out the fighting type or the Azumarill. But yeah, the team didn't perform as well as I hoped, and to be honest, I played really terribly as well. But it's not even about that. Absol is such a glass cannon that a little bit of damage, or even someone coughs on it, it'll crack. But I'll showcase it anyway, you know, so you guys don't have to actually build an Absol for the Great League. It might be alright for the Ultra League, but definitely don't spend the Stardust or the candies on it. But you know, I did, you know, because I'm an idiot. But hope you guys enjoy. But yeah, so off to the match right now. So we're facing against a Pelipper with my Umbreon, and obviously I am able to take it down, but I knew his Azumarill will come back in, so it's not too great. The reason, again, I'll kind of specify why I used Medicham and Umbreon, because they both have Umbreon. It's because they both have decently neutral matchups against Azumarill, and I could have probably played Azumarill in the lead. That might have made the team a little more tankier. My Medicham is XL, so it does give it some good bulk. But no, I mean, I was expecting, like, if this Psychic went through, like, yeah, I can bring in my Absol and to farm it down. But my opponent simultaneously swapped, and in the back is a fighter. Like, it's not even a stab counter user. But look at those counters, man. I'm taking out almost before I can take out, well, just before I'm able to take off one Dark Pulse. But my god, Absol is so squishy. I think it's worse than Mewtwo. Probably not as bad as attack from Deoxys, but it's terrible. But yeah, that wasn't the best. Oh, and you know what? The one thing bad about being in the 3000 range, there's so many Tropiuses flying around and Defense Deoxys, which is a pain in the butt because I don't have one, and they're quite annoying to deal with. Like, the meta at the top is Tropius is kind of everywhere, and so is Defense Deoxys and Sableye. So that's pretty much the meta. And I saw tons of Bastiodons, which is always a pain. Obviously Medicham is there for one of those reasons, because Umbreon has not the best matchup against Bastiodon. Bastiodon walls everything, so you need a fighter in this meta as well. So my Umbreon is going to do as much as it can, even though it can do very little, to just chip away at this Bastiodon. But Bastiodon is going to do his thing. I mean, as much as I like Bastiodon, he's a champ. He's just a great wall. It can be kind of annoying to face against because the match is just stalled out all the way. And before I get farmed down, I'm able to get this foul play off. So obviously, I can't come in with my Absol, because it can't farm it down. It'll take so much damage from the smackdowns. So I have to bring in my Medicham to farm it down. In hindsight, I could have just left it with probably a bit more HP and farmed it down completely. But now I do switch into my Absol, thinking that, okay, as long as I can get to one Dark Pulse, it should do quite a lot of damage. But my opponent actually shields the first one, which, you know, you should, because Absol is highly weighted for attack, and this is my mistake. So I thought this Rock Slide would take me out. Surprisingly, it doesn't. So it's not as glassy as one would imagine, but obviously there's no stab on Rock Slide there, as well as the so-called nerf, so it survived with a little bit of health. So I really shouldn't have thrown that Dark Pulse. I gave my opponent the opportunity to basically farm down my Absol with Tropius, and also I couldn't farm down the Galarian Stunfisk with my Medicham, so I didn't have back-to-back ice punches ready. If I did, I mean, it might have changed the matchup a little bit, but my opponent has 2 shields, so maybe if I did do that, I could have basically had more damage output by getting the shields. You don't know. I did play it quite badly. I should have played it a bit more correctly, but you know, mistakes happen, and I was just trying to make Absol work. You know, it was fun trying him out, but yeah, just don't make that mistake. You know, Absol has no place in the Great League. Maybe if you're a really good team builder, like let's say a Wallower, or even FP Sticks or Zionic, you can probably make it work a lot better because you have probably access to, let's just say, you know, slightly better Pokemon, but I couldn't make it work. And yeah, the team isn't great by any means. It's just it was just to see. So this is like a new mini series. It's basically a yes or no should a Pokemon be used. So Absol has some really amazing charge moves, and it has a really fast, really good fast move as well, Snarl. So you'd think it'd be a really good candidate for a strong Pokemon, but because it's so squishy, it really has to have shields. It's basically a Mewtwo on 4 legs. So my opponent does double shield his Pelipper because he wants to keep it alive, and good on him because Pelipper is such a spammy little annoying piece of shit. But enough of that. Pelipper is pretty awesome. He's a really good safe swap. So I'm deciding to bring in my Absol. I know weather balls will hurt a lot, so I'm going to have to commit the shield. So, and obviously Pelipper can throw too. So I'm fully ready to commit both shields here because this is my only win condition. Pelipper has a pretty good matchup against Medicham as well, so that wouldn't have been great. So I have fully farmed it down, so I've got quite a lot of energy loaded, and out comes a Stunfisk, which, you know, is predictable because everybody has a Stunfisk. But look, you know what? This is one of the better matches with Absol, stupid thing, where I'm actually able to show you how much damage you can put from the Dark Pulses. Quite a bit on for a neutral damage, and my opponent has a Meganium in the back, which isn't too bad because I've got Ice Punch for that reason. Also another reason why I chose Medicham, because Ice Punch was accessible and I wanted to kind of have more coverage against Altaria. I find when I build a team, Altaria just creeps up somewhere in the back and just takes me out. So I'm able to take it out. Still got a little bit of health left on my Medicham, and here I thought this Rock Slide would take me out, but well, it does take me out. What am I talking about? It's a different match. But yeah, Absol pulling in the clutch win at the end, which I was surprised, I'm not gonna lie. You know, I put Thunder on it because Thunder gives it more better coverage against Azumarill, so the team looked like great on paper. But this is one of those occasions where I wish I wish I used PV Poke before I invested the Candy and Stardust a few months back. But it wasn't a thing back then, so on to another positive match. I'm taking resistant counter damage from this Surfetched, and Night Slash is neutral damage anyway, so it's not too bad. And these Ice Punches actually will hurt a lot to the Surfetched, so this is, and he doesn't shield, which is great. And now he's in that range where I can farm it down. So my opponent switches out into a Swampert, so ideally I should have swapped that straight away into Umbreon, but I wanted to see if I could get this Ice Punch through. I still got a fair amount of health left, and now I switch out to the Umbreon. Obviously Umbreon is a tank. It can take at least 2 Earthquakes from Swampert, or even Shadow Swampert. I mean, the second one will die, but it can take 2. But most Swamperts aren't running Earthquake in Great League. But yeah, 2 Hydro Cannons will still do quite a bit. The third one will take it out, but this will pressure the shield or either take it out. So my opponent is probably going to just let it go, which is a wise choice. And he has, you know, another Stunfisk in the back. Stunfisk everywhere. It's, you know, it's been there like that for a while. So yeah, enough of my complaining. But no. This is probably going to be my last video before, or second last video before the Kanto Cup comes back. Here in the UK, the Kanto Cup starts at 9 PM, which is a shit time to do anything. So I'll probably do my sets later on and record something and try to get some good battles out. But yeah, if you guys have been really close to hitting Legend, hopefully you got one more day to hit Legend ranking, because it's super close, and sadly the Kanto Cup isn't actually going to be counted for the score changes. You might still be able to go on the leaderboard, but I don't think you can. So here my opponent does do a swap into Surfetched, but he shields. So I decided to undercharge that completely, but I was able to actually farm it down. You saw the counter, didn't you? Counted so much like stab damage onto the Absol, which surprisingly it still survived. I thought it would be 1 counter and dead, but here, this is the match where I was talking about. XL Medicham puts in work. He's a thick boy. Look at those thick legs. Is it a girl? Not sure. But yeah, here I was like, shit, I'll use both my shields. This Rock Slide does not take me out. But you know what? It didn't do that. It didn't do that, and I'm able to counter it down. So well played, Medicham. Well played. I'm impressed. So again, this is probably me also trying out Medicham because I managed to build an XL version finally with all the not Medichams, so the little guys were spawning around. So here, great lead into the Bastidon, but you know what? Not too great because Umbreon isn't the fastest at getting to the charge moves. It's still fairly quick, but most likely my opponent's going to do so much chip damage with the Shadow Razor Leaf that it's going to put my Umbreon quite low, and obviously Bastion's still going to be a problem anyway. So Absol's going to have a lot of work to do and might not even really be that good. So I'm able to farm it down and also get one shield. Well, actually I had to use a shield myself. My opponent did use a shield, so that's not great. These two dark foul plays. I keep messing them up or mixing them up. These foul plays are going to start chipping away at the Bastidon, and my opponent's going to fully farm me down, so that's not great. So it's going to have loads and loads of energy going in to the Medicham, which, you know, energy is always great because it can do a lot of wonders. And even though Medicham has a decent matchup against Bastidon, he has a Tropius in the back. If I see any more Tropiuses, I'm going to just turn the game off. You know, I was going to say I'm going to kill myself, but I shouldn't be saying that. Ignore me. But no, Tropius is kind of annoying. It is Razor Leaf as well, so my Absol stood no chance. It can just about get one Dark Pulse off before it gets taken out, and obviously my opponent has two shields. Yeah. And really, realistically speaking, he's going to have a charge move ready, and Bastard also has the charge move ready. So this Ice Punch will go through. It's not going to be able to KO, and even though I've got a shield to protect myself from one charge move, he's probably going to have two because he was able to farm down my Umbreon. Not my Umbreon, he was able to farm down my Absol completely, and also did quite a lot of damage to the Medicham before as well. So his Aerialist almost takes me out, and then he brings in his Bastidon, and this is when I just kind of got pressured and pressing a button, and I pressed Ice Beam. I don't think Psychic would have been enough anyway because it still resisted, but it might have done a bit more damage, and the counter that snuck in might have taken it out. But well played to my opponent. These were just a quick 5 battles. As you can see, it went 2-3. Not great, but it was fun. Hope you guys enjoyed, and see you in the next one. Thank you.